will honor the God who makes me hear and stir testimony. God taught me the Bible since I was a child, with me to go to Christian kindergarten from the age of 5 to 7, attended another alternative school from the first to the third grade, and then went to New Vision Christian School until September of the 7th grade, and then joined IM. My parents were thinking to send me to a regular school when I was in first grade. When I happened to hear a sermon that I knew the principal at the first alternative school, I entered it. My parents, who heard the sermon, wanted me to go to the alternative school. Now that I see, I think this is also God's guidance. I met Jesus in my first alternative school. At that time, my teacher and Pastor Paul asked me to pray together after school for children who wanted to receive dialect, and Jesus met me at that school. Then we came to the New Vision Christian School. After we came here, my school student mother found out about the IM community. Through this, Hepel was going to switch to IM. I thought about transferring to a general school. We went to incubating in October, and we heard in September that we are going to convert to this system. I really didn't have time I had to decide quickly. The Lord pushed my family into a situation where they had no choice but to pray, and kept praying. After praying, my decision was to go to this school. Before I went to New Vision, I met Jesus at school, but it had already cooled down a lot, and I entered it IM. Incubating week was a real distress because it was my first time going to the dormitory apart from my mom, so it was even harder. That's how you made me find the Lord more through a very hard time. That's how I was able to restore my relationship with the Lord. My school has changed, and now my favorite schedule is Daniel prayer time, weekend, and WCS. First of all, WCS teaches with Filipino teachers in English, which is the world's official language. And at first, I was very nervous, but now I can speak English sentences better than at first. And Daniel prayer is a time to pray for breakfast, lunch, and dinner like Daniel. Sometimes this time is hard, but thank you for setting the time and talking to the Lord. Finally, Kobe Camp is a camp where I go to a church in need and preach the gospel, and God gave me more systematic time to know what the gospel is, and gave me the opportunity and courage to obey the Lord's orders to spread the gospel, not just to know it. I will end my testimony by praising God, who was lead me way and will lead my future. Thank you for having listened to me so far.